Previously on Balls.
Bollockz. Brandon from Top Odds is going to come and tell us what are the odds on Kaiser Chiefs to win the title. Brandon?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Didn't give you enough time there, did we? We asked you to quickly find some odds on Kaiser Chiefs to win the title. We just had Kevin Johnson, his Supersport at United, won 2-0 last night. Kaiser Chiefs, of course, dropping points for the first time in 10 games, wasn't it? 9 wins and then a draw against Ajax. So what are the odds on Kaiser Chiefs? Are they 9 points clear? Can anyone catch them?
Well, at the moment, a lot of the bookmakers are suspended. Reason being the games were last night and the night before. I'll do a search while we chat, and then maybe I can give you guys that later in the show. But yeah, geez, what a PSL are we having at the moment? I mean, I really thought Maritzburg United were going to get the win, but Kaiser Chiefs just wouldn't go away.
Yeah. No, Maritzburg under Steve Compella are a lot more stubborn proposition, aren't they? And they produced that 3-2 win over the weekend. Then they got this one. Trying to get the PSL back into some kind of swing. It's been a very, as Kevin said, a very kind of dislocated season. Some sides played 4 games less than other sides. It's been a bit difficult with the Pirates in the African Champions League last year, and then Chiefs just starting their campaign with a 3-0 win over the weekend. The odds on, I mean, guys, if you go to www.tokodds.com and go down the green menu on the left to soccer, you'll find the odds on, on just about everything. The PSL, the African Champions League, obviously Chiefs pretty much certain to go through to the those odds. But I guess the big talking point, Brandon, is the FA Cup games in England this weekend.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I said last week that Arsenal should be wary going to Liverpool. And he was.
Yeah.
Never mind being wary. I mean, that was an absolute embarrassment within 20 minutes. But at least it allowed the neutrals to watch other games once that one was done. But yeah, look at them again. I mean, Liverpool now off to the Emirates, and they need to try and get some sort of revenge. Both bookmakers, that LM Bookmaker and World Sports Betting. This is the FA Cup,
Yes.
by the way, this weekend. Arsenal at 16-10, the draw at 24-10. And Liverpool at 18-10. So no disparity between the bookmakers, And geez, after that Liverpool performance, you've got to like them to go there and get another one.
What did you say then? Liverpool to win?
Yeah, well, you never know. I mean, look how Manchester United set up last night against Arsenal. I'm sure you watched the game, and if Moyes plays like that in the Champions League, they might get all the way to the final. I mean, I've never seen a Man United side play like that. They had 4 across the back, 3 across the middle, and Arsenal just couldn't get through. And I think that, we don't have the confidence to play against Arsenal like Liverpool did. And I think Liverpool are going to be on an absolute high. They got a great win last night against Fulham. And yeah, geez, I might worry again if I was an Arsenal fan.
Oh dear. Yeah, I know, mate. Those first 20 minutes are probably the most difficult 20 minutes of football I've seen. For an Arsenal side that, they were top of the league. No side's ever gone in 4-0 down at half-time in the English Premier League as league leaders, 4-0 down. And that's what happened. You've got to, like you say, back Liverpool to do it again. They got that last-minute winner from Stevie Gerrard from the penalty spot last night to see off Fulham, who led twice against them. Fulham, right off the back of a good result against Man United. So it's been a very, very difficult time for Arsenal fans. Last night was absolute rubbish, I thought. One of the worst games I've seen this season. Man United 0-0, and a Man United side that looked bereft of many attacking ideas. The only time they came close was when Robin van Persie was set up by Arteta. Not good times for Arsenal. What about the Man City-Chelsea game, the other plum FA Cup tie?
Oh yeah, gee whiz. I don't know if Mourinho is going to be able to go there and master another victory. I thought Chelsea were a little bit lucky in that game.
Yep.
And yeah, I think Pellegrini, he hasn't responded to any comments of the calculator and etc. He's kept very quiet, and I think Mourinho might be in trouble this weekend. I think Man City are going to go guns blazing. It's whether or not Chelsea can hold on. That's what I believe. Both bookmakers, once again, 47-20, LM Bookmaker on Chelsea. The draw 51-20, and Man City 23-20. So very, very close once again. But not much respect shown to Chelsea after they won there a week ago.
Yeah. So are you looking at Chelsea to produce something there?
I'm not. I think Man City will win. I think Chelsea will go out. I think going out might suit Mourinho.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's looking at winning the league, which he tells everybody he's not, but that's got to be top of his agenda.
Yeah, there's little horses, yeah.
It won't be such a big thing with the squad that he's got to go out at this stage of the tournament. I mean, they've got Champions League coming up. And, I don't think he can believe that Arsenal dropped points last night, the way Man United have been playing. Man City, the game was postponed. Maybe that postponement came at the right time for City. It's always nice to have that game in hand, win it at the top. So, the league's very, very interesting, and it's got to filter down into the FA Cup. A side that I like to win this FA Cup is Southampton. No prospects in the league. They've got a good young side. I mean, a lot of their players have been looked at by bigger clubs. Man United, I think, are looking at that Shaw. Lallana looking to leave. So if there's any season they're going to do anything, that's the season. They play Sunderland, who are at home and who are fighting for their lives in the Premier League. And I don't think a Capra suits the Sunderland side. So I think Southampton can get through there and maybe put the mockers on the rest of the teams and maybe win this competition. And there'll be good odds to do that.
Yeah, do you have any odds? I'm just looking on Southampton to win it outright. I'm just looking FA Cup. I mean, it would be a very interesting bet.
2-1, 24-10.
I bet you guys weren't even born when Southampton last won the FA Cup, but they have in the past. And I kind of remember Bobby Stokes scoring a goal against Man United to win it for Southampton, but it's a long, long time ago. It doesn't really have any bearing on this. The actual outright odds on Southampton to win the FA Cup.
Yeah, I'll get those up.
Can't see it at the moment, but I think that would be a very, very interesting bet to take.
Do you agree with me in the sense of, I mean, this side on their day don't beat anybody. I mean, they beat Sunderland in the week. They got to go back now and beat them again. Was it Sunderland that they beat? I think it was Sunderland.
Yeah, and they got that brilliant. They outplayed Arsenal in a 2-2 draw a couple of weeks ago, didn't they? I thought they absolutely outplayed Arsenal. It was about 2-3 weeks ago. And I think so that
like a cup side.
Mate, I think that's exactly the kind of tip we're looking for from you. You look at the big games, your Arsenal, Liverpool, your Man City, Chelsea, but then you look at Southampton as possible winners, a side that will now focus. I mean, obviously they're going to end up top 7 or 8. Newcastle sliding down underneath them. I think Southampton can invest all their energy into winning the FA Cup, and then you've got Everton, Swansea. I would say Everton, Southampton would be the two good bets for the FA Cup this year.
Well, let me give you the outright betting. Both bookmakers at the moment, they've got Southampton up at 10-1 to win the tournament, which I think is a little bit short. I'm actually upset with myself now. I mean, I could have backed them 2 or 3 rounds ago, 2 rounds ago at least, and at least get double the odds there. Yeah. And Everton 5-1 to win the FA Cup at the moment, with both bookmakers, Allen Bookmaker and World Sports Betting. So it's going to be a very interesting tournament.
5-1 Everton.
5-1 Everton, and I mean, and I understand why the bookmakers are betting like that, because this weekend you lose either Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, or Arsenal. So 2 of the big 4 will be out of the competition. Hopefully, the 2 big sides that go through draw each other, and Southampton waltz into the final. So I mean, the sides left, they've got to be Everton and Southampton. I agree with you; they're the best of the rest. Yeah. And with the top 4 sides playing each other, 10-1 might just be value.
Yeah, no, I think I like that bet. I think that, like you say, we look too much at the big clubs sometimes. So often the FA Cup will go ways other than the form in the league itself. It'll be very, very interesting to see if Southampton and Everton can maybe go all the way. And Chelsea, Man City, both caught up in the Champions League, both caught up in the PSL title race. Be interesting. I suppose Arsenal and Liverpool got other things to think about as well. But I just wonder if Southampton might not be at 10-1, a very, very good bet for at least a place in the final. You probably get quite good odds, and then just getting to the final. And there was a time when they had a great FA Cup pedigree, and it'd be nice to see the South Coast side get to the FA Cup final. It's been a while. Portsmouth last, I think. Good stuff. Brandon, anything else? I mean, I suppose you guys have enormous interest in the Super Rugby. And the odds on that. Is there any particular side you'd like to throw? I know Maz was putting together her Fantasy League side for the Super Rugby. Can you throw a couple of names her way?
Well, most definitely. I mean, this weekend, there are only 2 fixtures to kick the tournament off. And I don't know why they do that. you get everybody pumped up for 7 fixtures in a row, and they play 2 of them. So it's the Cheetahs and the Lions and the Sharks and the Bulls.
Yeah.
South African derbies.
Yes.
Oh, the beloved Lions. I mean, we live in the province, and no one really supports them. We all support everybody else. They've got to take on a Cheetahs side that last season were a little bit unlucky not to make a semi-final. So, the spread there, in that game is 12.5 with bookmakers. I don't know if the Cheetahs, always at the beginning of the season, especially in rugby, to come out and win by big margins, always difficult. I know the Cheetahs are at home. They are they're pretty strong in Bloemfontein, but the spread has shortened already. World Sports Betting minus 11.5 the Cheetahs, plus 11.5 the Lions, both at 9 to 10, and Allen Bookmaker minus 10.5 the Cheetahs at 7 to 10, and the Lions plus 10.5 at 11 to 10. So if the punters just don't know what I'm talking about, then let me explain. Basically, you can either back the Cheetahs to win the game by more than 12 points, or you can back the Lions to not lose the game by more than 12 points. And if the Lions win, you still win. So it's a very difficult game to look at. The bigger game is obviously the Sharks and the Bulls. Jake White at the Sharks. It's going to be very, very interesting this season. I mean, they had a good run last year without him. Well, not the best run, but I mean, they're still a good side. And look what he did with the Brumbies. I think they'll murder the Bulls. Minus 7.5 with both bookmakers. You can take the Sharks to win, and I think they'll win comfortably.
So the Sharks will murder the Bulls, and the Cheetahs will beat the Lions. Is that your take?
That's my take. That's my take this weekend.
Stuff, yeah.
It's always going to be difficult, but yeah, first week, have a look, see what happens. Don't go mad or crazy, but yeah, Super Rugby, it's another thing for us to throw our money away on.
Great stuff. Brandon from Top Odds Compare. Cheetahs to beat the Lions and Sharks to murder the Bulls. That's the message we're sending out to the world.
Don't quote me on that.
Southampton for the FA Cup. Mate, you do well in these. I mean, I didn't expect... You were very, very confident about Liverpool taking Arsenal, and it was categoric, emphatic. So let's have a look at where we put our money this week. As always, Brandon, Top Odds Compare on Twitter. Have a look at them and go into their site. Have a look how you could make money from sports betting, and we'll be back with you next week, Brandon, when we find out if you're right.
Thank you. Just a question before we go. In terms of Liverpool, the way they're playing, for all the Liverpool fans out there, they love people to talk about their side. Just on what you've seen, are they really not title contenders, like Brendan Rodgers says?
They are title contenders. We've had Mourinho calling his side the little horses against Man City, the Jaguars. It's obviously reverse psychology. I just felt that Brendan Rodgers was a slightly low horizon manager, given his past, given where he's been as a number 2 at Chelsea, and then number 1 at smaller clubs like Swansea. But he's starting to put together. You can no longer deny, and it started really a couple of weeks ago, that Liverpool are the 4th horse in the race. I think Arsenal are fading. They can't get Aaron Ramsey back for a couple more weeks. Theo Walcott out. Arsenal don't look at it. So Liverpool have got to be in the top 3, and they're now only 1 point behind Man City, although Man City have a game in hand because of the high winds last night. Mate, I've got to say, with Sturridge and Suarez up front, something's always going to happen, and it happened last night in the last minute. You thought it was a draw. I switched over and I said to people, they've got 9 minutes to get this goal, and they did. And although it was a penalty, that's how it looks. When Liverpool play these days, you think they're going to get the win. Man City, Chelsea both slipped up a little bit in the last couple of weeks, I think. I would say that Liverpool are a real contender to overhaul Chelsea and get back to and Man City and get back to their glory days. I think it could happen this season all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, the West Brom result for Chelsea was disastrous. And like you said, there was a massive goal in full season last night, that penalty. I mean, you draw that game, the title hopes are probably dashed, but they won it. And yeah, if I was Arsenal, I'd be very, very worried on Saturday once again.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to look at another trophyless season. Arsenal may be 4th at best in the PSL, in the English Premier League, sorry. Champions League, you've got Bayern next Wednesday, first leg, and then you've got Liverpool at the weekend, the FA Cup, and that could be it.
Yeah. I just want to close off your show saying one thing. If Arsenal don't win it this season, when are they going to win it? That's the question.
It's a question I've been asking since about 2005. It is going to be difficult. We can't spend the money that Liverpool, Man City, and obviously Chelsea have been spending for a long time. If you look at the total spend of the top clubs, Arsenal are way down the list. I think they're 32nd on the list of big spenders since 1992 when the Premier League started. You just can't take on the big clubs like that. But there we are. That's how it works. Man United still kind of inching their way toward what, 6th place, 5th maybe.
I knew that would come up.
Mid-table fodder. No, and they held Arsenal last night. If Arsenal can't beat a Man United side, going through their current woes as they adjust to David Moyes, then are they ever going to beat them?
Well, that's the question. So, if the guys that took 10-1 Arsenal, they were smiling before kickoff last night. But, after the game, things change.
Absolutely. No, it's difficult times for Arsenal. Great times for Liverpool. And FA Cup this weekend, Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, massive games. Thanks so much, Brandon. Speak to you soon.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day. Bye.
That's Brandon from topodds.com, our backers on Bollockz, telling us that what was it, Maz? The Sharks are going to murder the Bulls. That's funny, I'm a Sharks fan. Don't much like the Bulls. Could be right.
Visual Radio.
Radio like you've never seen it before.
Balls.co.za